I mean, I've been all little vacation spots, but like, that I want to go to besides Jamaica, but I want to go to
Good
Switzerland,
morning. Thank you,
Belize,
y'all.
something like that.
All right.
Morocco. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right. So me, I want to go to Japan. I want to go try all types of different.
Let me find out.
Yeah, like
They don't cook food now.
I know I like sushi. I like things like that, so I'm cool with that. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, they don't cook their
So
food, so get ready for the sushi, man. We eating that now. We
listen, they be out there eating live octopus. The octopus still be on the plate.
right. You gotta stab him so he
So
won't move out the plate. You hear me? Somebody don't
yeah.
eat you.
She said it will eat you. I bet, right? But
Right.
so our first guest today we got Sugar and we got Hefe.
Sugar.
So our
Hefe.
first guest is gonna be Sugar. So we're gonna let Sugar in and we're gonna hear what she gotta say. If I'm missing any questions, y'all know at the end of the day, it takes a village to raise live. Not a child, alive. So if I miss out on anything, I know y'all gonna ask some questions that y'all want to know. Definitely. So let's get in there, y'all. Y'all ready? Thank you. Shout out to the voices. Our first guest is Sugar. That's the spoiled sister that everybody was talking about.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, y'all. Welcome to the brighter side with Lolo.
I am this queen. Shut up, Porter.
Today's topic is change of location. And remember guys, we are being recorded. Please watch our language. Try to pay attention to me and not the comments because the comments sometimes get you, a little I understand. But it's the brightest side with Lolo. But so introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
I'm Sugar. As everybody knows, Los I'm a spoiled little sister, but I'm not. I am a ratchet. I'm an Ebola. I'm in a penthouse, and I also have my own family. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me, Lolo.
And when they can catch you live and all that good stuff.
I stream periodically. I stream a lot in the mornings when I'm at work. I also have a show called Alter Egos that airs Saturdays at 11 o'clock. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, all right. So where are you originally from?
I'm from Jersey. I'm from Patterson.
Sure. Okay. And where we at now?
I relocated to Virginia, didn't like it, so now I'm in Georgia, and I'm going to relocate again.
How we get to Jersey? Cold Jersey. To nice.
Well, I was born and raised in Jersey. My mom's side was born in Georgia. My dad's side was born in the Bahamas. So
Okay.
it's a little bit of both.
All right, all right. So do you what didn't you like about you said you didn't like Virginia?
Yeah, I didn't like Virginia Beach because Virginia Beach is a Commonwealth state, and with me being born and raised in Jersey all my life, I'm used to not per se the fast life, but I'm used to things moving a little bit swifter than what it moved in Virginia. Like I could walk out the street, go around the corner, I could catch the bus, I could get on the dollar bus to go to New York or wherever I needed to go. Versus Virginia, they don't have that.
Trust me. I think Virginia was, and y'all gonna laugh at me. I think Virginia is the first place where I realized that it rained on one side and it don't rain on the other.
Yep.
But Virginia is a bunch of they got a bunch of skateboard dudes down there. Everywhere you go, you got them skateboard dudes. So it's like it's different from being in New York than you from living into Virginia. I went down there for a while, so I definitely understand. So yeah, when you relocated, was it hard on you to just pick up and like how old were you? Were you a child? Were you grown?
I've been on my own since I was 17. I moved back to Jersey when I got pregnant with my daughter. After she turned 2, I moved. That's when I started to relocate. I've been back in Georgia for about 9 years now.
Oh, 9 years, girl. You like Georgia. You love
Cause you
Georgia.
you know why this where my mom and my grandmother is buried. So it's a big part of me that's here that I just can't up and go from.
Yeah, I definitely understand.
Yeah.
Definitely get that. So, when you moved to Georgia, was it giving you the New Jersey vibe that you were looking for, or was it like
No.
better? Was it? Because I heard
It's
Atlanta is turned up.
It's right now I'm in Augusta. I'm in the process of relocating to Atlanta. Augusta is slow. Like it's a lot of more of like residential. You gotta have a car. It ain't no walking to the corner store to the bodega. It's none of that here in Augusta. So you gotta have means of transportation. Yeah, it's very slow. So now I'm in the process of looking to relocate to Atlanta because I said, okay, my kids are older and I just miss that city life. Like I'm always traveling back and forth from Augusta to Atlanta because right now I'm only an hour, like 10 minutes away. So
So you a city girl. You
yeah.
not with the country vibes. You need
Uh-uh.
action. You need like me. I need to hear. Hi, Chris. I need to hear the sirens.
Sirens.
I need to hear. It's crazy. As much as it sounds like when I
Yeah.
moved down south, it was too quiet for me. I
Mm-hmm.
needed to hear all types of noise. The police
Maybe
cars, the trains. I need to hear
gunshot
that.
here. Yeah, it's because it's like because where I lived at in Patterson, like
Yeah.
it's like okay, you gonna hear this. You know it ain't right here where you at, but you're gonna hear like maybe 6 or 7 blocks over. You're gonna hear them shots. So whether it was just they out there for the 4th of July or they sitting off warning shots, like as crazy as it may sound and as dangerous as it may sound, it's like once you grow up in an environment, like certain stuff, that's what you used to.
You know
So
used to the sounds. You
yeah, and
used
the
to all
only
that
reason
noise.
why I really changed my environment is because I had my daughter and I didn't want her to grow up in that environment. And then when I moved to Georgia, I got pregnant with my son. Thank you. And that was a part of me that says, okay, I'll never go back to live in that environment again because I don't want them to grow up and be like, well, dang, this is what my mother subject me back to. So
Hmm.
it has this perk. So if I can make it better for them, I'm going to make it better for them.
You left for a reason, like you
Yeah.
said. You left for a reason. You could come back to visit, but as far as living in, why you left for a reason. You know the reason why you want to.
And to be honest, I went back to visit 2 years ago. My dad is still up there in Clifton, but it changed so much. Like going through Newark and coming through East Orange, and you see so many. Every corner got like a candles and RIP T-shirts, and it's sad because it's like okay, I left to come away from this, but to come back to see that it's still in existence and it's worse than what it was. Yeah, I can never go back.
I definitely understand that. Trust me. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Today's topic is good morning, y'all.
Thank you.
Today's topic is change of locations. So, Sugar, what do you say some of the pros or cons of having to just get up and move to a whole different location?
The pros for me was is because I'm like a gypsy anyway. If I don't like something, I'm gonna go. You never know what the outcome is gonna be. You never know what you can make, especially when you have kids. And the cons of that is moving them from location to location. You're not giving them a time to be settled, to get to try different things, learn different things, meet different people.
Definitely. I
So
I definitely feel like that, especially when you have kids. It's hard to just get up and
go.
move different places because they make friends. They get comfortable faster than us because we're ready to go. We like, all right, we
Yeah.
tired of this place, moving on. But you can't do that when you definitely have
Because
kids.
when I was in Virginia, I was there for like a month. And I'm not gonna lie, I called my aunt. I said, I can't do this. She was like, what's your next step? Do you got a plan? I said, yeah, I'm going to Georgia. And I left. I ain't gonna lie, I started off from scratch. I left everything. I packed up my 2015 Nissan Altima, me and my daughter, clothes, whatever. and the highway we went, and I never looked back. Never
You know
looked
what's
back.
so crazy? I actually got up and left New York and I moved down south.
Mm-hmm.
And when I moved down there, I felt alone. I felt like the crickets were talking to me more than the people were. I swear it was nothing going on for me down there. And one day I just said, you know what? I gotta get up out of here. I need that noise. I need that sound. I need the energy. It's different.
Yeah.
But the one thing I can say is, out of New York, their hospitality, their all of that, it is like they yes ma'am, no sir thing. I love all that. I like stuff like that.
And like,
So,
and for me to get into that, because like I said, I grew up in Jersey, so to relocate, like, because I got aunts and stuff that's here, so I'll be like, yeah, I understand. She'd be like, no, it's yes ma'am. So I have to give her that respect and be like, yes ma'am,
because that's what they grew up on. That's what
yeah.
they used to. Good morning, y'all. Do anybody got any questions for Sugar? Because I know sometimes I miss some questions. Does anybody have anything to ask her? You know, I like to open the questions to the audience. Sometimes you need peace and quiet. You hear God. You definitely right about that. But wherever my kids go, I ain't gonna never have no peace and quiet. So
Right. But
will you ever move back to Jersey? Ever?
no, I'm actually trying to get my dad to relocate down here,
Okay.
so I don't have a reason to go back.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
My dad lives in Jersey too. He loves it out there, but he
He
lives
lives
in
in Clifton.
okay. My dad lived like deep, like 2 hours, 3 hours from New York, 2.5 hours from New York or something like that. So it's
Okay.
deep for me.
Yeah.
That's a different story, definitely. Anybody have any questions for us, Sugar? I have a family in Camden. So you said do you ever think your life would have if you didn't move?
Honestly, and I'm gonna be honest because that's all I know how to be. I'll be locked up. My daughter be with my aunt. She'll have custody, and I'll be locked up because I'm hot headed when it comes to certain stuff. I'm not easily a follower, but I'm hot headed when it comes to a lot of stuff. So it's like I see it. It was either that or get from out of there and do what you need to do to make stuff right for your daughter. And you don't want her to come see you behind a cell or having to write you and you missing birthdays and all that other stuff. So when it comes to stuff like that, you got to think about what's important.
Sometimes you gotta change. Sometimes it's either you say I gotta change myself or I need to change my surroundings. And so most of the times it gotta be your surroundings. So I understand. Um she's not per se spoil you. She just kind of gets what she wants a lot. So brother, you have any question? Come back in the box, brother. ACL Live, get back in the box so we can see. I know he's definitely gonna have some questions.
And Quell is another reason why I'm relocating too, because I have to give credit where credit is due. He showed me how to fix some things on my credit. He showed me how to apply for the loan that I needed to, because I'm looking into opening a group home. So that's another reason why I'm relocating to Atlanta too, is to also look at properties once I get myself and my kids stable.
Fact.
Look at you, brother. You out here helping with credit. Look at you.
Man, you know I do everything behind the scenes, Lolo. I don't like fame. Just keep me behind the scenes. Power moves, man.
You got any questions for Sugar?
So Sugar, like if you had an opportunity to be like one place that you feel like you could be and just and it's not about business, but it's more about your happiness and peace. Is there a specific place you would just specifically be? I know, right? I didn't mean to hit you once.
Cause I've traveled, but I would really say like Georgia is where I really laid my blanket at.
You feel safe and secure there?
Yeah, because like I said, my mom and my grandmother is buried here.
So you
So
closer to them,
yeah,
that's how I feel too.
yeah.
I definitely understand. All right, look at you, sugar, sugar. Miss new to be in Atlanta. I'm definitely gonna be there because I've never been to Atlanta, so I'm glad
Okay,
you guys live there, so I could just come crash at your house.
that's
Also for
fine.
me. But sugar, I want to thank you for being a guest for today.
Thank
Can
you.
you? Because I know you got to get back to your duties. Can you tell them again where to catch you? What time you go live?
I stream periodically throughout the day, but I really stream in the mornings at work. You can catch me on Saturdays, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a new show. It's called Alter Ego.
All
Yes.
right. I definitely gonna need to be up there because I think I have like several.
Yeah,
Every
like
time I
6.
change,
Yeah, every time you change wigs, it's a new person. We used
well,
to.
well, thank you again, Sugar. Thank you,
Thank you,
brother.
love.
Right now we're gonna let Lou the poet in before we let our next guest Hefe in. Um, ladies, especially ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all know about Lou the poet, the God, Lou the poet God. Sorry, but you're gonna get to know him today. I like he does have time for me every Friday. So fave him up. Make sure you fave Sugar. Make sure you fave ATL up. Actually, fave everybody. Fave each other up. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you, love.
Like you know.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Oh man, I'm even better
I'm
now.
gonna I'm gonna mute myself so there's no echo. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, welcome to the brighter side with your beautiful host Lolo. I am Lou the Poet God, and this is your halftime moment with me. Hope you motherfucking enjoy. And y'all know what the topic is. We relocating. Excuse my French. I do
Thank you.
apologize. Off the tongue. Y'all hear me? But let's go. Hold on. Relocating. It's a topic of question, and not within question. It's not that I'm trying to catch up with the ship, but more the relation. And I love it and I miss it. It's like the smell of the essence, gun smoke early in the morning, fire and smoke. I get it. It's the sirens running the streets. It's somebody at the corner asking if I need gas. And I'm not talking that petrol 87 or 89, but I need 1093 because, I need mine prime. And she's the greatest high I've ever even had. So I had to leave the country, meet the city. I'm a country boy in city lights. Oh, this is beautiful. Working through the moments, I can see it, how she glowing. It's been coming from her essence. Yes, her purrs are flowing. It's exploding. You didn't know it. Welcome to the show. And I hope you know it. So if you got questions, need you to leave them in the comments because the viewers in wholesale, we need that apology. And how do we give it? The essence of the speech. I mean, show that type of love that gives positive energy. And I relocated like all of my means. I transferred all of my diamonds so I can meet all of your dreams. I tried to reach to the mountaintop so I can see what you see. If I could drop you just rubies, I make this the biggest scene. Matter of fact, I might as well go ahead and make it be, because anything they ever say, it could never make believe. Listen, my dreams, it came to what to see. So when a place brings you peace, that's the place you need to be. That's me. I woke up to it, see? I mean, they think I'm from a small place in Yeehaw when kicking it with cowboys. Well, I kind of am, kind of is. Like that and like there, over here. Don't worry about it. I can take you place you never been, for real. Baby, you ever seen the lights flash bright with your names in the sky? I'm gonna reach you to the heights. Listen, fire and stones and brimstone. Let's go. I reached upon all of my elements, water, wind, and soul. You're making up. I'm waking up, Captain America. Hello. Welcome to the brighter side of things. A lovely, gorgeous, beautiful host, Lolo. If y'all ain't hitting that fade, something wrong with you. If you ain't running them hard, something wrong with you. If you're not sending love, something is most definitely wrong with you. I appreciate being here. I get to be here because, I get to look it up. I don't know about the rest of y'all. But on that note, Lo, it's always a pleasure, baby.
Thank you, my love. told y'all he be looking at me, and at this time he let y'all know he be talking to me. I told y'all act like y'all ain't know. Hello, brother ATL Live. Can you please get back in the box for a second so I can fix my smile? I gotta fix my smile, okay? let me
Now I gotta
fix it.
fix my smile.
Let me get it together.
Lou the poet, the poet god. Boy, you're so
The
wonderful with your
God.
words. You're
I,
wonderful, my brother.
I swear, every time he make me forget that I need him to introduce himself at the end and let us know because he get me so caught up with the words. It's the
Wordplay.
words. Good
Wordplay.
morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning,
Sweetie.
guys. So today's topic is the change of location. Welcome to the brighter side with Lolo. We had Sugar as our first guest. We just had Lou the Poet God as halftime every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Next, we have Big Play Hefe.
Big play.
Okay, it's okay. Hello, Big Play. Are you there? Big Play Hefe? He's here. So, let's go, brother.
So man, again, welcome to the brighter side with Lolo. So, I would definitely say, when I think about the today's topic, it's more of sometimes you got to move away to make a way, right? So one of the biggest things is that I feel like majority of the time, um, it's that change where it's uncomfortable and then you don't know anybody. But a lot of people don't realize you get more growth from around strangers than you do around family, man. So definitely. So, that's something that I learned over time. I live by that.
Let me ask you a question. Like, I
What's up?
think that was like definitely a pro. But what do you think some of the pros and cons of just getting up and moving and changing locations?
Um at I would definitely say like I would have moved out to Houston. You know what I'm saying? I was out there earlier this year in March. I would have stayed really for real. But because of the assets that I got, like the connections that I have in Atlanta, it's hard to get connections like that again. I'm talking about like for simple stuff like, if I want to get an Airbnb properties, I got people who I know that does it every day. If I want to, get into the club scene, like I know club owners or I know promoters and stuff. Like it's hard to get, those links to when you've stayed somewhere so long and you got people in different positions. It's hard to regain that because when you move somewhere else, you got to start all the way back over. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the hardest part. That's the con to it. But the pros is that nobody knows you, nobody knows who you are, nobody knows, any of your negatives or bad history or anything. You know what I mean? Nobody knows you. So you have a fresh start to start all the way back over and you can build from there. It's like hopping on tag. Nobody knows who you are until you tell them who you are. You know what I mean? Or who you used to be. And so
Right.
all they see is the beginning from here on out. You know what I mean? But they don't know where you come from for real, or what you've been through. So a fresh start is a great thing. So that's definitely a pro for sure. And then, like me, I wouldn't stay in my hometown. Like I'm from Macon, Georgia. I'm not from Atlanta, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't stay in Macon, Georgia because that's where the most hate is at. Like if I was to ever get killed, I would get killed in Macon. Nobody would do anything to me in Atlanta. I'm loved in Atlanta because don't nobody know you though. It's always the people that you grew up with that hate you the most or hate your success the most because they feel like because they grew up with you, Lolo shouldn't be in front of everybody. They should be up there. They see they self up there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus strangers.
Right. And I feel like moving, honestly, moving from place to place sometimes it helps. It's great with networking. It helps you
Yeah.
grow. Like it
Yeah.
helps you meet a lot of different people and you know
Right.
so but we gonna let
Right.
Big Play Hefe in the box.
Okay.
I'm used to calling him Hefe. He got me calling him Big Play Hefe. So
He ain't but 147. Why he gotta be big? He 5'6", 147. He big player, man. Y'all
let
welcome
me
Big
let
Play to
them
the
in.
show.
Yes, let's go, y'all. Hello, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the brighter side with Lola. I thought you told me that you was not coming here with this bandana on.
I ain't get my goddamn line up.
All
Hey,
right.
check this out.
So
I'm six
introduce
foot. I'm
yourself.
6 foot, 157. By the way, my name is Hefe. You know what I'm talking about. I'm from South Carolina originally. 803 Boss Player, small town Blackville, but I stay in LA. You know what I'm saying? I've been on tab 13 months, going on 14 months. Shit, I mean, and shoot, I'm here to do low right aside, you know. So I'm open book right now, here to tell you anything you want to know. All questions go.
So how did a country boy get to the West Coast?
Man, well, it started in 1987. You know, I was born down in Augusta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Right outside the state lines. And then, you know, I grew up in a small town, 3,000 people, right? It's Blackville, South Carolina. Look it up. So then, most people who grew up in a town like that is very small. You don't see a lot. So you know what I'm saying? You usually only know what people tell you and what you see. So the good thing about what my mama always did was she always made sure I got outside of town. You know what I'm saying? For summers, I was already gone, school camps, basketball camps, and everything like that, right? So when you ended up, I wasn't never afraid to just go anywhere without my parents or without knowing anyone, even as a kid. So it kind of helped me in my older days, even translating to the military. Like I left high school, I ain't go that far, I went like an hour away from the hood in school, in college, which is not always a good thing because some people want to go, they say they be comfortable closer to home, but like how ATL say, it's so easy to get wrapped up in everything that you was already had going on in college, and that's kind of what happened to me, like running the streets. So it's shit, the streets found me when I went to school, so I kind of got focused, I kind of knocked my focus off, so my focus didn't get back on until I was in the Air Force, because like, all right,
Wait, how we get to the how we get
we gonna end up on the West Coast. I'm giving you the journey.
wait, I was gonna say how we even get in the air. You know what? I was gonna ask these questions, but it's, I see you got this. You're well put
Different
together.
questions.
You just
So yeah.
you answering the questions for me at this point.
Yeah.
But
So
what I
I
really
moved. That's what I'm saying. I moved an hour away to Columbia, South Carolina, like right outside, and it was cool. But like I said, I was too close to home, so my focus was off. You know what I'm saying? I went to school, I went to college, first one in my family to go to college, and I went on a full ride. That's number one. So I ain't had to pay no money. You know what I'm saying? But then I started getting some coochie, and I started getting making money. So then it was just like I really ain't care about school. You know what I'm saying? Just lost focus. It's like, oh wow. So now after I couldn't go back, after they kicked me out and said, hey, you ain't been coming to class in 2 semesters, you got to reapply after you sit out. I'm like, oh, snap. Life just got real for me. Like, man, what I'm gonna do? I can't tell my mama because I've been lying to her the whole time, telling her everything straight. Now I got this letter that said I can't come back. So what I'm about to do?
Lord Jesus.
I'm about to go sign up.
Language.
I'm about to go
Language
sign up
guy.
for the service. I'm about to go sign up and talk to Uncle Sam real quick, man. See if I give me an escape plan real quick. Like, okay, so I go. At first,
So
I
how
went
wait,
to
how
the
long
army.
you was in the service for?
I was in the service for 4 years. I joined the service in May 2008. I got out in May 2012. You know what I'm saying? So I was in school from 2006 to 2008, but I was still in the state of South Carolina. So then when I went to the Air Force, the first place they sent me was the UK. I went straight to London. You know what I'm saying? I went to Texas to do my basic training, but I was made to get up and leave. So mind you, I'm already just trying to run from one mistake to another. And that's like the wrong way to live your life. You don't never want to run from one place to another without fixing stuff that you messed up. That's number one. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? But
Preach.
that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even like, so I was going to continue to make the same mistake over and over no matter where I was. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to Texas, I had basic training. Then I went to the UK, right? But I still had the same mentality, even though the military heightened certain awareness. It's just like, all right, when I'm on my own, I still got that survivor mentality to the point where I realized I ain't had to survive no more. You know what I'm saying? Just like, man, shit, I got the benefits, I got everything, but I didn't realize it at first. It's like when you say somebody's being institutionalized, they out of jail, but they still doing jail things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
outside the hood, I'm away from the hood, but essentially at first I found myself doing everything I was doing in the hood till I realized, like, dang, I ain't gotta live like this no more. Like it's real chill around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh Lord. So then I started seeing life on a different
Wait,
level.
hold
Like
on.
I could see life
Wait. You said the first place they sent you was
to
to
the
UK.
UK. Yeah.
How was the UK for you being there for the first time?
It was
And
an
that's something
adjustment.
different.
I didn't like it. Honestly, I didn't like nothing about the UK. I'm sorry to anybody who's in the UK. It didn't mess well with me. I went there in November 2008. wintertime, 16 hours of darkness. It's always raining. It's just like Washington State or somewhere. It's always raining and everything. You know what I'm saying? So with that, it comes a lot of depression and suicide. Now, mind you, I'm 20 years old. You know, my first time being away from home for real, for long periods of time. I'm in another country with 16 hours of darkness and people killing themselves because it's that kind of feeling. But and I'm over here fighting something that I ain't even really understand what I was doing because, like I said, I ran from a mistake. I was running from the fact that I didn't do well in college, just trying to look for an alternative instead of fixing what's wrong. So by the time I realized that I really sold my life away, I'm in a whole nother country doing old whole, you know what I'm saying, living way different. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it was an adjustment from weather, the food, and then the people. Because I was around straight black like niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like boy in the hood and everything
Language,
like
but
that.
I
My
definitely
bad. So but then
understand.
I'm in a verse, everybody from all walk of life in the service. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, it forces you to work with people that you may never really even talk to if you had your own decision. Like, man, I probably would never even speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Before I knew what I know now. But now understanding that I don't even have to like you to accomplish the mission is one of the best things the Air Force taught me. Like I don't even really have to speak to you as long as we got the same goal, that's to get this done.
And
You know what I'm
respect.
saying? You know, we can
Hmm.
respect each other and, stay out each other's way.
So what was the second place? Because you, how many
I went to the
countries you
UK,
been
then
to?
I went to
Wait, in
Spain.
total, in total, count
Spain,
them up.
three. I went to
Uh,
the UK, I went to Spain, I stopped by Germany, then I came back. You know what I'm saying? So Spain was like my soul felt at ease in Spain. You know, the Spanish culture is very different than the European culture. You feel me? So and I had paella, Paella for the first time. It was very good. Like that's like my favorite dish. It's like baked rice with seafood, all kind of seafood baked in it. You know, they only usually
mhm.
serve it with like four people minimum. So that was my favorite country I went to. And then the fact that you can just pick up and go because when they give you an assignment, you don't get no alternative, you don't get no choices. They say, hey, you going here, and then you go. You know what I'm saying? So I think me at first in life just doing that with no choice, it made it better for when I actually got outside. I ain't care like if I know somebody, if I want to move across the country, it ain't matter to me. I'm going there to do this, and I meet everybody I need to meet when I get over there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of been my mentality since the Air Force.
Did you learn any of the language in Spain? Did you pick up
Nah,
anything?
I didn't pick up any language, and I was so mad, right? Because I was talking to this Spanish, I was talking to this Spanish girl, and she was like, she used to talk to me like this. She used to be like, and cause she used to like be thinking about what she was gonna say before she said it, so she used to have to really concentrate. But then I seen this one dude, he was just over there talking to her sister in fluent Spanish, and I was like, damn, this nigga over there on some fly shit.
Watch your
I need to
language.
learn. My bad.
Watch
I need to learn.
it.
I need to learn, man. But I never did learn though. I never learned.
So how did we end up in LA? Like what brought you to
So I
LA?
came back home. I came back to Carolina in 2012 because I was just trying, like, I knew I didn't want to be in the Air Force no more. I was like, all right, I done had enough of this. I'm about to run with my benefits and do my thing. So it was like, what I'm gonna do? I held down a little BS job for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And did whatever I did to get me some money in the streets. And then I moved to DC to try to start a label. So that was where I went after I came back home. I went to DC. You know what I'm saying? And stayed over there. Got introduced to like the culture. It's a lot of culture in DC as far as mixed food. Chocolate City was good. I went over there and tried to start a label. It bombed. You know what I'm saying? Because what started out as a good idea, we put a lot of money in there and it went bad. So then I came to the West Coast because I went to film school and started doing movies. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that to try to get my feet wet. So hopefully one day I can create my own. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. And it was just like pick up and go. Ain't nobody knew I did it. I came to California for a week and every day I lived like a Californian. Got up, seen the traffic, went to the dispensaries, walked around and talked to people to the point I was like, all right, I'm gonna live
Oh,
here.
I'm never leaving this place.
Right.
Hey, is that when you got into like the industry of the films and stuff
Nah,
like
cause when I was
that?
in DC, like after we tried to start the label and it went bad, I was just up there going to the Art Institute. You know what I'm saying? Right there in Arlington, outside of DC. But I was in the film program. So then like I had hit a lick at the casino for like 14 bands, and I'm like, damn, nigga, I got all this bread, nigga. I'm about to go see LA right now. You know what I'm saying? So when I went out there and I actually passed by the school, I was just going into like one of the small specialty school. But when I passed by the film school and knowing that the military pay for it, it was just a no brainer. Like, and then I knew, like, this the crazy part about it. When I went out there and I went out there for a week, I already knew what my bank account and I knew the lifestyle. I was like, dang, if I move out here, it's a possibility that I can go broke and be homeless. But forget it, nigga, I'm gonna go. I done lined it up. I was like, so then when it happened at first, it wasn't even no shock to me because I was already mentally prepared for the challenge. You know, when you really want something, it's like when you line it up. Like some people, I done seen. Like I'm outside with these folks watching the sun come up. Everybody trying to put plans together, but everybody ain't mentally strong enough to perceive what they say they want to do. Everybody don't have the self-sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? To be like, okay, I got what it takes to be. And it take a lot of sacrifice. Like how ATL was talking about, like, bro, you talking to a made man. I go home right now, like, man, I could just live off my reputation. You know what I'm saying? And everything that I bring, and that's facts.
Cause
But then you could
yeah,
come somewhere and when nobody don't know you and you lightweight feel disrespected because you ain't getting the attention you know you can get somewhere else and make your life a whole bunch easier, it can be stroking to your, it can make somebody turn around and just be like, well, I don't like this, I'm about to go live like that. You know what I'm saying? But
do you feel like the countries and the cities that you've been through, like changing from place to place, do you feel like it made you better, or do you feel like do you regret even going through all of that, having to
no, I
move
don't
from
regret
place to
nothing.
place?
It ain't the best thing to go through. It definitely make you better because this is what people gotta understand. You become your best you when you get around people who are different from you. Can't nobody complete you who is the same as you. You gonna have the same qualities. You understand? You learn how to hustle the same. Can't nobody tell us nothing how to hustle as black folks. You feel me? But when you get around folks from different backgrounds who could tell you how to make money, how they grew up making it, you never know things from their culture and this like that. That's how you complete yourself, and then you can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I had to stop looking for people like me and start branching out and opening myself up to new things. You know, so that was like I had to fix my mentality. You know, because we come from no new friends or a thing like this. We ain't messing with it, but you miss a lot of blessings. You know that way.
So what do you say? So what are some of the like pros and cons to you moving from city to city, country to country?
But like how you said, it's definitely a business network. If you got a product to sell, once people like your personality and the type of person you are, you can sell them anything. That's rule number one. But if your product is actually useful, then you can make a killing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people who selling people garbage just because people like them and their product's no good. But if your product is actually good, you can make a killing. That's a good pro of that. And some of the cons, it's just like people never seen things before, so it kind of some people only believe in what they've heard if they never seen things, so they can become hesitant on even making the first steps. Like I seen people look at me as a hero, like I did something great, and all I did was have the courage to get up and go. You know
When
what
you
I'm saying?
when
It's
you
just
go home, like do you feel like I should have stayed here, or this is just my visiting spot, and I'll be here to visit? Do you miss home? Do you miss the country? Do you?
Yeah, it's certain things that I miss about it. You know, I miss the rocking chair, I miss the porch, I miss the quiet. You know what I'm saying? I miss being able to get that energy from loved ones, but then the lack of opportunity always brings me back to reality. But that's the reason why I left. I have more appreciation. I just went home for my mama's birthday in September. I have more appreciation now for my journey because, like, sometimes I get caught in the rat race in LA and things don't move as quick. So I kind of lose appreciation from where I started at. But when I went home, and actually chill for a week and I actually see the road that I traveled to get here, it's just like I became more motivated. It's like, so sometimes it's just like the stroll down memory lane don't have to be like permanent, but it have to be, recent enough for you to understand that, everything don't happen overnight. Like how ATL says, it's building blocks, man, really willing to sacrifice for things. So like all the locations, they definitely make you better. Time just make you better. Like different experience. Like I don't regret nothing. I would probably move more in my younger age if I knew what I knew now. I'd be moving around way more.
Mhm. So you like you like just moving around. You like it. Some people don't like
Yeah.
it. Some people feel like it's a burden on them, to just get up and
But hey, you gotta think, I'm single with no kids. I don't think about nothing. When I want to pick up and go, I don't consider nobody but me. Like, all right, what the weather like out there? They got good food, and girls out there, they biting. I'm out. You know
They
what I'm
got
saying? I don't
good.
think about where the kids gotta go to school at. No nothing. What the neighborhood like? No nothing. Well, I'm gone.
Not the amen. So, do anybody have any questions for Hefe? Because I like to open the questions to the audience. Do y'all have anything y'all would like to ask him? Do you, Hefe, do you feel like there's more opportunities in LA? Because I hear LA is the place that you want to be when you're trying to make something
Man,
happen.
yeah, it just depends. Like, it just depends on what you're going after. I see a lot of people. As soon as people say LA, a lot of people like, oh, but it costs to live out there. But that's like not the first thing I think of. The first thing I see is it's a lot of money to get. Shit, if I get a lot of money, I can stay where I want to stay. See, that's my first thought. Some people first thought be like, boy, I heard it's how to live out there, but I don't think they really thinking about the money because I'm only seeing the money. You know what I'm saying? When I get the money, I promise you, I'm gonna be. You feel me? So it's just like it depends on what you after, man. You know, Atlanta, LA, New York. It's like everybody got a specialty depending on what you after.
Where you think you would have been if you didn't end up running into the service and you think you'd have still been like I think you would have probably been a pastor because I seen you the other day do a little sermon. I think you would have been down south in the church leading the
Yeah,
church.
if I could have made it to the church, I would say this, man. I don't try to be like nothing I ain't never been before. I was a hustler. If the Lord would allow me to make it to the church without no, you know what I'm saying, no hiccups, then that was definitely a possibility. But you know, for sure, I know I was running with some people who I shouldn't have been running with. Even though you always could feel like, oh, I move better or I move smarter than these people. But one thing about that life, it all ends up in the same place. You know what I'm saying? Whether you do it a little longer than somebody, so I definitely feel like, you know what I'm saying? If I would have made it to the church, how I was moving before the military would have been a blessing.
ATL, you got some questions for Hefe?
So, have you ever thought about going back into film since you're out there in LA and really kind of pushing that, the dream that you kind of had in the beginning?
Yeah, I thought about it. I've even done things both ways to try to like get like to have people get a southern perspective and like my South Central Carolina story. I've got like hours of footage like back and forth. It's not put together how I would want to, but it was definitely that was the vision. I think at first my vision was too big for my pocket. Like
Right.
my vision was too big for my pockets because I had like big dreams, but I was learning how to put it together, because you're understanding how film take money, especially if you want to
True.
put it together right. So, you know what I'm saying? I learned how to slow it down and piece it together, but we'll see. I just want people to I want to tell my story the way I want it told. Not,
Right.
I feel like I'm gonna live a great life, but I don't want nobody in control and telling my story after I'm going the way they want to tell it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What about the record label? I know, a lot of people don't know I still own Rico Muscle Music Group, and we still have a deal right now with A&E, which is up in the Empire, which is the same label with Fujiano and all of them, right? I know for me, we blew a budget last year, and I went through that same method with the record label. Would you ever kind of get back into that? Because I know we blew through a big whole budget. We ain't get no motion out of it. Almost 40 grand.
Man, it was just the same, basically the same thing. You know how like Jeezy and King them did. Boy, try to run a label to like it got to the point where like, hey man, well you just be the rapper and I run the label. It's like, man,
Right.
I'm about to go to LA and do movies. Like I ain't about to rap. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's what it turned
Right.
into because you put so much money
Right.
behind people who really don't want it
Right.
as bad. Like we trying to get artists, they might got talent. You snatch them up and tell them, hey man, you can do this, and we gonna mess with you, and you do a little more, and we gonna make sure you straight. But they don't really understand what it take to really put all that behind them and
Yo,
really like
right.
patiently like hope that you really do right, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when all that go in the ground, because we not like you looking at a B grade street dude who was taking his shoebox money coming up here to DC trying to like do something better. So when it's running out fast, because I ain't doing street stuff no more, it's like, man. All right, what we doing now? Like, I ain't getting fast money no more. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to go
Facts.
to the west side. You feel me?
Facts. Okay, so let me ask you this last question. I know you're from, the Carolinas. Have you ever thought about doing any type of like outreach or any type of nonprofit organization to be able to kind
Yeah,
of
so
benefit the community you from?
I had the if y'all see Big Play Hefe, that's one of my social medias. But if you also see Mr. Pay to Play, that's my other social media, and I usually use it as PSP, and it stands for Pay to Play or also Player Support Players, and that's gonna be the flip side of the coin, where anybody who doing what you doing, making moves like you, it's our job to support each other and bring each other up. That's the other side of my nonprofit, and that's where it's gonna be like my mama's in the Save the Children. You know what I'm saying? She already like international with everything. So I plan on using little like extensions of those programs and everything like that. So when I want to do like, back to school drives for the kids, you start off with school supplies and everything and then you build it, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it turns into like STEM programs, but it all depends on me. That's why when I go home, I feel relieved, but it's just like, man, you want to do so much for people who don't know and have no access. It really all depends on the amount of work that I put in. They waiting on, people can't wait to stunt with you and hop in your whips and everything, but you really trying to think of like, I'm gonna tell you this, bro, and this real talk. I grew up number two in my class, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was on a 5.0 scale. I had like 4.89 GPA, right? I'm figuring I'm that dude. I'm always thinking I'm smarter than the next person. But you know what happened when I went to this camp to learn how to run for like governor and political office and everything? I got matched up with people from AAA, 4A schools who had access to more information than me early. So when I'm thinking I'm smart and I got more knowledge than people, when I really met people in my same grade and they got access to more information than me, I kind of understood the game of money in small communities and school systems and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like if I really want to help my hood, I gotta put new books and all this kind of in for the kids early. It's like not saying it's too late to say, you got to start with the youth, bro. It's like you gotta change what they putting in their head. You know what I'm saying? Like even that's why people be trying to get like after school like programs and stuff, not necessarily because they want to keep them in school all day, but just the fact you don't want to have them idle in the streets getting into all kind of other crazy stuff. So if for me coming from a small town with like 3,000 people, it's easy for me to manage that. If I really gonna be who I say I'm gonna be, when I get my money, it should be easy for me to manage 3,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I don't do that and go and honor my word when it's my time to blow, ain't no way I say I'm gonna go do that. And I'd be a hypocrite if I start in LA first, knowing that it's people who trying to make it to LA where I'm from who might not ever see it if they don't get this. You feel me? So that's all everything that I got lined up in my head. I pray to God that He allow my vision to come, to fruition so I can do it that way though.
But
Shout out to Hefe. That was actually good. I like that one. Hefe, can you tell them where they could catch you when you go live, stuff like that? Make
Oh
sure
yeah,
y'all favor him up.
you catch me all live, man. I be live all types of the day. Most of the time during the morning hours is my strongest stream. But you can catch me out, you know what I'm saying? Live, I'm always versing low. You can catch Quell, got me on IG, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do. We have our
Red
live
light.
videos, but it's all love, man. Shit. I favor everybody back. I appreciate y'all giving me an opportunity to be on the show and show my brighter side because I know all y'all only see me smoking blunts and talking crazy in this bitch. But you know what I'm saying? I
I
appreciate the
appreciate
opportunity.
you because the time over there is very, very early. So for you to be here right now means a lot. Thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my brother because he's here. Like he's on like the same time. So everybody that's on the West Coast, shout out to you guys. The brighter side with LoLo. Hello. I hope this is being recorded because we need this echo to be gone. It's killing us. But shout out to Hefe. Thank you again, Hefe. Shout out to ATL. Well, I'm gonna let my brother introduce himself. Hefe, I'm gonna let you out the box. ATL Live, tell them who you are. Oh, welcome to the top. Cause I haven't did this show in 2 weeks, so I haven't get to do the welcome party dance. Welcome to Top Batch. Welcome to the Batch Light.
go,
Welcome to the
go,
Batch
go,
Light.
go.
Welcome to the Batch Light. Woo!
Hey
But
man, it's been a
congratulations to
hard road.
you. Tell us who you are, where we can find you at, and all that good
Man,
stuff.
of course y'all know I'm ATL live, man. So I'm actually gonna be live probably this afternoon. I know I'm gonna catch me live between about 2 and 2. Them 12-hour periods in the afternoon to midnight. And of course, man, the hottest show on Sunday shit down the app. It is Rip the Runway where you can come find the best of the best. I'm talking about from every shape, size, fashion, you name it, you're gonna find it in there. So I got something for everybody. Basket Robbins is what I call it, okay? Okay.
All types of flavors.
All types of flavors up in there, okay? But yeah, man, Rip the Runway on every Sunday, man. And of course, I probably got about 9 shows in the family now. I don't want to run them all down because we ain't got about 3 minutes. But
What family
salute,
you
man.
talking about?
Who? That is called the Penthouse. The Penthouse family. We got a show for every single day of the week. For
Ugh.
sure.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen. Y'all make sure y'all fave him up. If y'all don't know who ATL Live is, his name speaks for itself. He's always live and it's lit in there. I appreciate him. He always got my back, been riding with me
Always.
for a long time. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Shout out to my number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bubble. Tonight you can actually catch me and Trent and I think Patricia Wavy on Primetime Will Show at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
Okay.
So check into that, tune in. At the end of the day, we all doing our shows. We all got something going on. The best way to get through. Oh, wait. Shout out to Lou, the poet god. Every time he spits something, it got something to do with my topic, and I love him because he can do it in the midst of a second. And he is always here with me. Shout out to Butter for bringing me Lou, the poet god. Shout out
Tonight
to my
also,
sugar.
that's his show tonight. 9 o'clock Poets Lounge and Lou the Poets live stream, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Poets Lounge. If y'all ever want to hear me spit poetry, you hear people say I spit poetry just the same. We go in. Yeah, it's the only place I spit my poetry is in his lounge. That's it. I don't do it in my stream, nobody's stream. So we go in there, we go have fun.
So Monday nights, and don't forget, listen, guys, you could be inspired to do anything. You don't have to have always been writing poetry. Shoot, I used to I used to dibble and dabble. All right, I think I'm a rapper sometimes. So listen, just go in there, speak from your mind, body, and soul. Like I said, shout out to everybody. Next live, it's gonna be the Turn Up Live. Right now, it's the Brighter Side with LoLo. Next week, I'll post a topic. If you guys relate to the topic, I'll post it on Instagram. If you relate, just hit me up. Let me know. Like, listen, I want to be a guest on the show. I don't have no problem with that. Like I said, thank you again, and we'll be back shortly. So, are you signing up, Lo? Lo might do some poetry on Monday, because roses is red, violets is blue. You love Lo, and she love you too. Later, y'all.